Yo.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, dudes?
Nothing, man. How you doing, Zach?
Man, I'm doing fucking great, dude. We just got done blasting the title track, Never Reborn, man. So fucking badass, dude.
Sweet, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I had a hell of a time finding something to log in with here that sounds halfway decent. How's this sounding today?
Oh, man, you sound fucking absolutely motherfucking perfect.
Great. I had to hijack my work laptop to make it happen, so.
Right on, dude. Well, so tell us, man, what the fuck is going on in the world of Never Reborn, man? I know we just spoke to you guys, a couple months ago, but quite a bit has happened since then, man. So tell us about it.
Yeah, well, big news is we got our original bass player, Sam Kinghorn, back on the band. I don't know, Sam, are you on right now?
I am. I'm here.
So this is Sam. He was on the EP, and he left the band because he had his own project, and he still has, but he was focused on that. We were playing a little bit out too much and traveling, so it was kind of hard for Sam to do both, but recently we had a change in the lineup again, and Sam asked if he'd come back in, and I'm just happy as hell to have him back. So Sam, if you want to tell him a little bit about what you've been doing.
Yeah, I like Steve said, I have a side project that I do. I just kind of stick around here in Tucson and Phoenix, and but I have to say, playing the Never Reborn songs keeps my fingers in check, and I'm really happy to be relearning these bass lines, and actually they're all learned now. And they just, like I said, keep my fingers in check. It's pretty intricate writing that Steve does, and it lays a nice foundation for me to be able to just kind of stretch my legs and be a bass player. I'm really happy to be back.
Hell yeah, man. I was going to say, dude, it's got to be a job to fucking put down some tracks to that fucking shit, man, because he's not fucking around, dude.
No, no. He gives. I have to say that's what is really attractive about the music to me, is that it allows me to be able to as a three-piece, I have to kind of find my own voice, and it just allows me to kind of get more of my bass chops, and of course the speed is really nice because I'm a plucker, so it's a blast. I love doing this stuff. So. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're right. You know, you mentioned that about the three-piece thing. That definitely does it puts you in the spot, because there's no, like when he's doing a solo, there's no rhythm guitarist to fucking kind of take over the thing. Like, you've got to carry the fucking rhythm yourself on the bass pretty much.
Pretty much, yep. And it's just a very different outfit than what I'm used to doing. So I'm so happy to be back.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, Sam does a great job live. He was in the band before, and sometimes people like the door guy come do a double check to make sure we didn't have another guitar player hiding somewhere. So we were very solid. And as you know, we have been the whole time with this band. It's been amazing to be in a three-piece band that sounds as strong as we do live.
Fuck yeah, man. So what's the story about the drummer situation, man? What's going on there?
Well, looking for a drummer right now. Had some people try out and inquiries. A little bit of musical differences at the worst time, I guess they could have it, as we're getting ready to put out the new album. So our drummer ended up leaving the band, and bass player was kind of tired of me and the drummer arguing all the time. He left also. Actually, he left first. I didn't know the drummer left till I heard from some promoters that the shows were canceled. So, hey, it is what it is. And I kind of took the first month of not really looking for a drummer, not really knowing what was going to happen. I had some guys volunteer to take over some shows, but a lot of the shows were canceled, so it was kind of pointless to get somebody in temporarily at the time. Had some guys volunteering to join the band, but a lot of these guys are in 2 or 3 bands already, so I want somebody that can commit more to this band. I don't mind another band, but it wasn't until last week I decided to really start looking for a drummer harder than I have been.
Hell yeah.
So Yeah, I know that the right guy is going to show up, and it'll be back to where we were.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I hope so, dude. Fucking, you know, and I don't want to get into the middle of anything, you know, like, I think all you guys are cool, and you're all amazing musicians. This is obviously, it's Trexter that's playing the drums on this record, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking believe that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the situation. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I was mind blown myself, man. I'm like, why would you walk away from that, man? That's cool. That's killer. But
yeah,
you know.
I thought so. It sucks that I mean, the album was going on 2 years that we started it, you know, and I like to work a little bit faster, and Trek liked to work a little bit slower, and you know, his timeline was still to be doing this in June or July before we even started thinking about having the album out. And you know, I wrote the songs, and I'm deeply close to them, and the overall sound, when it comes down to the end of the day, I have to decide what's best for the band, and I wanted to get this album out. I think it's good enough the way it is. You know, we could polish it up till it's a diamond, you know, but to wait another 6 months for that just isn't worth it, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it out and start working on new material, which I have almost a full album worth of material written and ready to go already, so I'd like to start working that.
I hear that, man. Well, I saw the picture that you were posting on social media of your jam space, saying that you were looking for a drummer, and I was kind of giggling when I was looking at it because I'm like, God damn, like he's got everything set up already. You've even got the drum set already there. Like, literally all you need is somebody to come and fucking sit there and fucking do it, man. Like, that's a sweet gig. Like, in my opinion, if there's any drummers out there listening right now in the Arizona area, you need to fucking check this shit out, man, because badass record, already got fucking all the equipment there, check. Fucking, you know, like, what the fuck, man? You know,
I know. I'm not opposed to a Phoenix area drummer either, because the better shows are in Phoenix. Tucson's kind of warm up when it comes to shows, unless you're opening for a big band. The Phoenix shows are always a lot better and wilder, so
yeah.
And there's a lot more drummers in the Phoenix area, so I wouldn't be opposed to having a drummer from the area, because I mean, as a band, we practice like once a month, if that. Even we've had shows where we haven't even seen each other for 3 or 4 weeks till the night of the show, and it sounds like we just got done practicing the night before. So as long as everybody knows their parts and are good to go, there's really no sense in like having 3 or 4 practices a week.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been show ready every time, so.
Right. Yeah, you know, and you know, I was just thinking, like, I'm good friends with the guys in Pelvic Meatloaf and Saint Madness. They're both from Phoenix, man. Maybe they could help, you know, maybe we could talk to them. Maybe they could help out, you know. Maybe they know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
That's the way, networking, right?
yeah, you know what I'm talking about, man. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, and, you know, me and Trek had a little falling out, and even though that happened, I was still willing to, like, let it all fall to the wayside in the name of the band, and I don't hold any grudges or any bad, you know. It is what it is, and we all have our point of view with the way things happened, and, you know, my best interest is to keep Never Reborn going, and I want it to be not just this album, the next album, but albums later, and the overall sound. You know, I write the songs, I have a vision for the overall sound of the band, and some of these songs on this new album, I mean, the last song on the album I wrote back in 1986. So it might sound like an old school thrash metal song, because it fucking is. You know, and I got that overall vision of how I need it to be and how I need it to sound. And as a band, we always vote 3 ways, you know, and we voted and voted and voted to keep going on it. And finally I had to say, we just got to put the fucker out, man. We're going to sit on this. It's in, you know, the guy who does all the 90% of the work and writes all the songs does have that extra vote. I don't know of a band where you wouldn't have that extra vote, when it comes to the major decisions. And I just felt like, let's get it behind. If it's good enough for me, I think it should be good enough for all of us, right?
I totally agree. And that brings me to the whole point of, like, you lay the foundation for the song itself to where all I have to do is supply a bass line. It's that simple. So, yeah, I'm in totally agreement with that. I've always been in agreement with that. But
and I say most of the bass lines on the new album are probably what Sam wrote before he left, because he actually recorded video. We made a video of him playing all the songs. He was, recorded them so we could actually hand them off to the new bass player, and they could learn the song note for note just by watching Sam play them. So I don't know how much they've changed, Sam. What do you think?
There's a little bit of difference just because that's a different bass player, and they're very good. I really love this album. I love the whole production of it. Right. But it is a little different, but it's going to have to revert back to what I did, and I haven't heard you complain yet. So,
no.
But it's not drastically different at all. It's I would say 90% the same.
Right. That's great, because Sam came in. We hadn't seen each other since we made the Heaven Shall Forsake video or played with each other, and it was like we had just jammed together last week. He went through some songs and with no metronome, no drummer, and we were completely on time, and it felt wonderful.
Yeah, it really does.
Zach either, because Zach O'Rear's like, we couldn't have gotten a better person to fill Sam's shoes after Sam left.
Yeah, Zach is awesome.
Hey, great live. Great. I never met a person that learns stuff as fast as he does. He picked up on crap like instantly. And I never told him once, or Sam, I never changed one bass line or asked you to change a bass line the whole time you're in the band. 100%, whatever you wanted to do works.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, and speaking of bass, man, like, bass is a fucking whole other animal in itself, really, when you think about it, because I was thinking about it quite a bit yesterday, as a matter of fact, because I was fucking around and recording some tracks of my own, and I had some drum loops in, and I was putting guitar riffs down on it, and then I went in and I grabbed my bass guitar, which I haven't touched in fucking years because I'm more of a guitar player, so I don't. Yeah. I only have the bass just to fucking have it here to add bass tracks to my shit. But it's funny, I was recording it and sitting there jamming on it and listening back, and I'm like, God damn, this shit sounds fucking muffled as fuck, man. And then I thought about it, I'm like, it's, the memes are true, man. Like, I have not changed the strings on that fucking thing since I bought it. And that was like back in 2009, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude, it's way overdue, man. Way overdue. I gotta,
nice.
Yeah, I gotta get some new strings, man. I gotta delete that track, man.
You better.
Can't use that shit.
Well, Sam is a piano player, and he can play anything on the piano. He was a piano teacher, right?
Yeah, so I'm classically trained, and so I have a master's in piano performance music from a college in California, and I used to teach. I used to have a studio outside my house. I taught music, theory, history, as well as piano. So, yeah. And metal was like one of my first loves, though, and I had to there was a fork in the road with me. Was it to continue playing with bands or to solidify a piano technique? And this is all around age 15, and so things were kind of going for me for piano, so I kind of obeyed the master of piano for a good 25 years, and I came back to bass when I was 42. And Steve... Wow. When I heard Steve's music on, it was actually Band Mix. It's like a website that coordinates musicians with one another. I was looking for a drummer at the time. I heard Steve's music and just complimented, saying, wow, this is great stuff. Keep going. I was looking for a drummer, but I just felt compelled to say, this is great music. And he wanted to talk with me, and that's how that started. But it was just, with bass, I wasn't terribly good at it I knew the sound really well to where I can kind of step right back in where I was when I was 15, 17 is when I dropped. And I think I got a lot better just because I wanted it more. And with piano, it's just, I still keep a practice, but I kind of gotten to a plateau to where I don't know where to go from. It's not that I gotten to be the greatest that I am. There's more growth to happen, but I just got into a kind of a wall, I guess I should say, more than a plateau. And that wall will come down, but yeah, I've been classically trained since I was about 20. I finally got a technique and developed a piano studio and kept that for a while, and now here I am, 48.
It's amazing, yeah. And when Sam tried out for Never Reborn the very first time, he came over with shorts on and sandals, and I had family visiting from out of town, and he comes in, plugs in, takes off his shoes, and played Anesthesia Pulling Teeth.
Yeah.
From start to finish with the fucking wall and everything.
Oh, man.
I was like,
done deal right there, man. Done
deal. You're in, bro. Fuck.
No
like,
sense.
What else are we going to ask of somebody, man?
Right? What the fuck, man? That's badass, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a problem with you learning some Never Reborn songs here if you're playing the Cliff Master here, converting. You're golden.
Yeah, Cliff is great, man. I mean, Cliff has been my idol, as well as Steve Harris and Geezer Butler and John Paul Jones. I mean, that's pretty much the bass players I listen to a lot.
Yeah,
but that's
a list right there, dude.
Yeah, it's heavy metal, and that's what my ear was trained for before piano, and it was something that I kind of put down for a long time, and it was music that of Never Reborn and my project that I was able to kind of bring back my voice from my youth. And it's not that it's something that I am trying to make a big thing over, but it's just I really, really love it. And I'm no Cliff, I'm no Steve, I'm no Geezer, I'm no John Paul, of course not, but I love this music. And with Never Reborn, it allows me to kind of keep some chops. And when I found out that Mayhem arose, I guess I should say, I called Steve and asked him, hey, until you can solidify a drummer, I'd love to supply some bass lines for you to be able to do that. And that's where we kind of went from there. I heard that Zach walked away too, and I was pretty surprised, but we're going to keep it going. So we just need to find another drummer here, and I think that will happen.
Well, man, and the truth is, like, nobody will ever replace all those guys that we grew up to and that we idolized and everything. But the fact is, like, the list is ever growing. There's always room for more people to get in there and be added to the fucking everlasting list, of great musicians, man. So, it's, you just gotta find your own path into there, and it's all good. I mean, but everybody draws from influences, man. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah,
the guys that we adore, like Randy Rhoads is my god, but he had his gods, everybody learned from somebody,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know who was first up there, the chicken or the egg, but, somebody was stealing somebody's riffs and making them better or just as good, and then they didn't look at themselves as that. And we don't. I think this band, I feel like we're in competition with the bands in the world. I never think about bands locally or in Arizona. Even growing up, I always thought about, growing up in competition with bands like Creator and Sacrifice and Destruction. Those are the bands I idolized back then, and they were my age, and I felt like I was writing songs to compete with them and not local bands. And I would never, people that have the mentality of like trying to be the best band in Tucson are just like, might be the best band in Tucson someday, and that's probably as far as they'll go. If you think about on a world global level, trying to be original at all, it's very tough to do. And that's some of the biggest compliments I think that Never Reborn has ever had, is like people will always tell us that we don't sound like anybody else. We might say, you kind of remind me of Carcass in a way, or Creator in a way, but you don't really sound like them. I don't know where to categorize you guys. And I was like, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. It's a good thing to be kind of hard to stick into a category, you know what I mean? Like when I listen to it, I do hear there's things of Creator, there's things of like something like Vader or something like that, but it's different, man. It's definitely its own thing, and I like it, man. I'm all for it, dude. Like I was already buying the fucking CD, man. When you were telling me I'm gonna send you a CD, I'm like, no, I'm ordering it, motherfucker.
Nice. I don't know if you noticed.
I bought one too, so I'm with you.
Hell yeah.
I autographed yours, Zach. I don't know if you saw the picture on the inside. So I've noticed some guys are like, haven't noticed that I put an autograph in there. I signed it, where my picture is in silver.
No, I haven't even opened it yet. Yeah,
Wes was telling me, or Carl Webb, which is he's out there. Our good buddy Carl Wesley Webb, who actually got us hooked up with MDR. Wes, we are inviting him to be on the interview with us because he's like the fourth member of Never Reborn that's been behind the scenes. He's been helping me out with the band with shit in the background like crazy, man. I mean, he took over our video, the lyric video. I think it's almost up to 10,000 views right now, and it's been out tonight, 2 weeks. So he's been pushing just tons of shit. He kept telling us we need to hook up with you and MDR for promo, and I kept telling him, yeah, we will. Then he finally got sick of waiting, and he just spent his own money on it and did it, and it's been the best fucking thing. I mean, you've helped us out tremendously. The two of you guys have. And when we were going to hopefully play the Tennessee Metal Fest, I definitely wanted to have
Hell yeah,
Wes
man.
come on stage and sing a song with us. And someday that's going to happen because he's a great musician and a great singer, and his voice would be perfect up on stage side by side doing one of the songs, Dark Desires or something.
Yeah, Carl's cool as fuck, man. He comes over all the time, dude. He's always fucking he's always coming over here bringing me fucking weird shit and stuff, and just he's a cool dude, man. Fucking, but he's been sending me tracks of stuff that he's been working on, and I've been mixing it for him and sending it back to him, man. And yeah, he's got some really, really cool stuff that he's working on, man. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, he's like one of my oldest friends ever. So, I mean, he's been the biggest supporter of Never Reborn, and it's sad to say he's done more work than anybody else other than myself for the band.
Yeah, he's good people, man. Yeah, last year at the festival, he came over to our merch booth at the fest, and he dropped off your CD, and he was like, "You got to check these guys out." And I was like, all right, man, all right. I threw it in the bag and fucking took it home, and I was digging through everything and looking at it, and I was like, I popped it in and checked it out, and I was like, whoa, this is fucking badass, man. And yes, you were damn straight, man. Like, man, when you guys get a drummer and you get everything situated next year, dude, please submit again, dude. Fucking, we'll hell yeah, man. It would be really cool to see you guys down here for sure.
Definitely. We'd definitely be honored to be there. I know that Sam would have gone if we could have pulled this off somehow.
Yep.
And there's different drummers that will do stuff like this on one-offs, so it wouldn't have been impossible that, that opportunity was kind of like pulled out from under us, but hey, it is what it is, and I just want to keep moving forward and nowhere to go but forward, right?
That's all you can do, man.
Yep.
Yeah, so the new album, I know we were going to talk a little bit about it, and you played the song Never Reborn, right?
Yeah. Tell us about this record, man. What are some of the topics of the songs and stuff like that on here?
Oh, man. So it varies. Like, it's very contradictory because, some songs are about, like the song Never Reborn is about basically not believing in an afterlife. Like knowing that when you die, you're just dead. But, it's a, you know, it's a battle within yourself, wanting to believe there's something, but knowing when you die, there is no afterlife, you know, so you're just dead as dead. You know, and sad. It's actually probably the saddest thing, and it kind of was based off of I grew up and I always believed in God. I was never like what you would call a Christian or anything going, you know, but I would argue over a good beer about why there's a God and everything, and nothing in my life ever happened where I would change my mind. I was driving to work one day and I was drinking a cup of coffee and smoking a cigarette, driving by the graveyard here, the Air Force graveyard, and I just all of a sudden it hit me that the realization that there is no God or devil or Satan or Jesus or anything, you know, and I was like, I wasn't disturbed by it. I was just like, I felt alone, like, wow. And I just, from that day on, I never believed anymore. And like, there was nothing bad. And I actually wrote the song Never Reborn about that, you know, about people need religion in their life to help them. People die and get over hard things, and if you don't have that in your life, it does make it kind of sad to know when somebody dies that you're never going to see them again. But you know, that's one song. And there's a song called Ashes of Our Past, which is the title track, and that's about reincarnation. So, you know, it kind of goes off into different levels of dots.
That's actually one of the ones I have that I'm about to play after the interview.
All right, so this is Ashes of Our Past is about a person who's condemned to remember every past life he's ever been in. So he remembers his families and friends and stuff from past lives. So it's hard for him to get close to his current family because he's already fearing when he dies and is reborn again, he's going to remember everybody. And it makes him sad his whole life to know that he's, you know, going to remember this family again and the next family in the next life. So then, you know, Fallen One is like, if you read the lyrics to Fallen One, the very beginning part is directly out of the Bible. You know, the song's about Lucifer's fall from heaven, the rise of the Antichrist, and the final war of Armageddon. You know, it's a pretty cool song. It kind of has a little bit of everything in it from the beginning to the end. And Children of Fire is basically about you're alive 1 second, and then you're dead, and you're in hell, and you really know why you're in hell. So if you read the lyrics to that, there's a lyric video that's almost at 10,000 views right now. So
hell yeah, hell yeah.
That video came out very fucking awesome. You know, and Carl was the one that found the guy that made it. His name was Rafael Ortega, and he did the Summoner Circle video. Who played your Metal Fest last year?
Yeah.
That's how Wes saw them. Yeah, no, I call Wes. You call him Carl. So Carl, he found him and suggested I look at some of his videos, and I was like, fuck. As soon as I saw what he was doing, I was like, this is our guy. And his price was like, definitely, he's the dude.
That's so badass, dude.
He did an amazing job on it. Couldn't be happier with him.
I love hearing shit like that right there, man. What you just said, man, that's so fucking cool because that is 100%, 666% what we're always trying to do, man. You're like this the network, you know, like get everybody, you know, like talk to people, man, and get people talk to your fucking to your other local, to the other people that are in the same fucking in the circles, you know, and just bring it all together, man. And that is badass, dude. That's super cool.
No, if it wasn't for Wes or Carl, you know, suggesting him, and I like Summoner Circle are fucking bad as hell, so I started listening to them because of him, and I think they're fucking awesome as hell. And I wish I could have. I'd love to play a show Never Reborn with Summoner Circle someday.
Oh man, you guys should do a tour together, man. I'll talk to them, man. I know those guys. Those are fucking my neighbors too, man.
Nice. Well, they're a bad fucking band, dude.
Hell yeah.
Well, the last song on the album is called Requiem, World of Hurt. I wrote that back in 1987, and it's part of a trilogy. That one is part 2 of a trilogy. So off the first album, we have a video out for Heaven Shall Forsake. So this is like the continuation of Heaven Shall Forsake. And what happens after that? So, like I was saying, it's a trilogy. So this is actually part one of the trilogy will be on the next album. So how it all began will be on the third album. So it's kind of cool. It's already done, completed from start to finish. It's a song we were playing live already and would have been on this album, but was like pushed to the next album. So it was kind of cool to write a trilogy. It's kind of hard because, you know, you got to follow the storyline, but, you know, so Requiem is part two. If you if you read the lyrics to Heaven Shall Forsake and about the child being cast out, it's like this is about his life after he grows up and his revenge on the church. So,
man, that's cool as hell, dude. I love it when bands do that kind of shit, man. It brings to mind like Overkill, man. You know, you remember they had the Overkill 1 and then Overkill 2, and then like they kept doing it for quite a while on several different records, man. Like
right.
Bringing back that story. It's always cool, man. I don't know, you know, like I guess, you know, not all bands have to do it, but like whenever it does happen and it works, man, it's fucking cool, dude. It's just a cool thing to read into, and you know.
It really is, and a song actually could. I mean, there's open to have a fourth one if necessary. I mean, I don't know if I ever would, but you know, I have the lyrics of the first one on my wall, like framed, and it's like looks like it's on burnt parchment paper. It's pretty cool, and it dated 1987, and that was after it was completely done for a long time, and long enough for me to write it in a cool font and then burn it, and like it looks like it's just on. It actually looks like it's on leather. It's really cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
And so I wrote, that was the first song. And then 30 years later, I wrote Heaven Shall Forsake. And that came out before it. And it was the prequel to this. So, and then the newest song, Unholy Union, was written, you know, 30 years after Requiem, but it's going to be part one of the trilogy. And it's just the storyline is complete, pretty close as it can be, but it's pretty awesome.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Sam, I'm sure I know. I gotta let Sam say something for a minute here.
Well, I say let's listen to Ashes of Our Past.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, I was just about to say, man, I'm about out of questions for you guys, but is there anything else you want to let your fans know?
Man, we're not going away, Never Reborn. We're going to be, hopefully another lyric video be coming out soon, and maybe a full band video. Look to see us live. And I would like to get to Tennessee for sure.
Fuck yeah.
And play for you guys. But aside from all that, I'm definitely looking into record labels right now, and I was hoping if the band stayed together, we'd already submitted the album to a couple labels. But I feel like a record label could actually take this band to where it needs to go.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm sending it to every fucking body I fucking know, man. So I'm going to keep on sending it and just keep hammering them till they see that
That's
shit.
Great.
They need to hear it, man. Because, yeah, this is, you know, it's definitely marketable. Like, from a business standpoint, from a record label, they could fucking make money on this. You know, and I know that's what they care about, aside from the fact that it's just badass. But, like, yeah, dude, they could totally take this to the next level, man. Somebody like a Nuclear Blast or fucking Metal Blade or something like that, man, you know? Shoot for the fucking stars, man.
Yeah, I feel like they could put us on, you know, oh yeah.
Season of Mist, man, fucking any of them.
Yeah. I was about to send it to Season of Mist whenever Trek left the band, and so I didn't. But because I know Season of Mist, I think they have some bands in the Tennessee Metal Fest, don't they? Or
yes, I'm pretty sure they got one, I think, in there this year.
Oh, and I was hoping we were going to be on that, and I was going to use that as some leverage to at least get them to listen to it, because that's the hard part. You get somebody from the label just to listen, because they get so many submissions, you know.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like if they at least got it and plugged it in and listened to it, they would definitely be giving us a call to have a talk.
Yeah, they definitely do. I know I get myself probably about 200 to 300 emails a day, and that's
Damn.
that's some of that's PR stuff that I'm doing with my business, but like a lot of it is from other record labels and other PR agents and stuff. There's just constant. There's so many bands out there, man, all over the world, dude, constantly fucking putting out stuff, and a lot of it's good, but it is hard to dig through it all and pick through it, but like that's the whole thing. Like you just got to keep on hammering them and keep pushing it in their face, and eventually, hopefully, they'll fucking see it, and something will happen, man.
Right? Good words there. Yeah. I'll keep plugging away then.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, send me those links to those videos as soon as you get them up, and we will fucking push that shit out there as well, man.
Thanks, Zach, man. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Zach.
Everything you've done for the band so far and to come.
Hey, man, you're welcome, dude. Fucking, well, before I let you guys go, can I get you to make us another station tag?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're ready, say something.
Tammy,
like,
you want to
go? I think I need some tutorial. So this is Sam from Never Reborn.
What? Hey.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, just say something like, "This is Never Reborn, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio." But however you want to say it.
All right. All right. Should I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Sam from Never Reborn, and listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Do it again, man.
Yeah, I fucked that up.
All right.
This is Sam from Never Reborn, and we are listening to Metal Devastation Radio. Turn it up.
Fuck yeah.
Want me to throw one just in case, too?
Hell yeah, dude.
This is Never Reborn. You are listening to Metal Devastation Radio. Turn it up, put those horns in the air.
Fuck yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for taking the time to talk to us. I really appreciate it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blast some more Never Reborn for these motherfuckers so they can go crazy, all right?
Thank you, Zach. Thank you so much.
All right, man. We'll talk to you guys later.
Right
yes,
on,
sir.
Guys. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There you have it, folks. Never Reborn live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation motherfucking radio. Like I said earlier, put your speakers in your motherfucking windows. Put them in your front lawns. Put them in your neighbor's driveway. If you're living in the basement, duct tape your speakers to the fucking ceiling. If you're in the attic, put your speakers pointed to the floor. If you're in the back of an Uber car or a taxi cab or a fucking city bus, take your fucking earbuds out and crank your fucking cell phone up as loud as it'll go. I mean, I know that's not really, it's probably not going to be loud enough, like, what the fuck? But what the hell are you listening to this on a cell phone anyway for? I mean, come on, man. Go plug into a fucking stereo system and crank this motherfucking shit up loud.